kind of get us ready, I'll play a little bit of like music or something.
Like Last of the Mohicans or like...
Need that, but everything firing. My boy Wyatt's getting this producer role down.
I'm gonna be like, I remember them when. I remember way back when.
We get a proper studio. Jacob said proper the other day, and I've been listening to a lot of like interviews with some UK like YouTubers, and now I want to say proper a lot because it's just fancy. Like, yeah. He said like a proper.
Pinkies up.
Kinda. I mean, I don't think it's like fancy over there, but to us it feels fancy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's up? Welcome back to the Garden Fresh podcast. Again, I'm your host, Mason Gardner. Probably not going anywhere. On this podcast, we have an old friend and cousin. We don't really know how we're related, but
very distant.
We're from a small town, so everybody's related in some cousin way. Of course, we got Wyatt Bean over there running the ones and twos. Say something to the folks, Wyatt.
What's up?
There we go. Taylor. What's happening? Taylor Farber. Sorry, I didn't say your name. What's up?
Yeah.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Living the dream as a 31-year-old. And yeah, my young 30s.
I'm also 31, so.
But it just, no, I'm like nearly 32.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
I had a hard time turning 30. Did you?
Elderly. I mean, not really. I mean, I got a little sauced, I think, me and Wyatt and the crew.
Okay, well, that's like a given, though. But like, I was like 30, yeah, but I didn't feel 30, and I still don't feel 30. I still feel like maybe like 25-ish.
Yeah.
But then I'm like kind of responsible, but like, really am I? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like, it is weird for me. Like, Mary Kate's 27. I guess when I turned 30, so 26. 25, I guess 31. So, and then like everybody I hang out with is younger than me. So it does, like, you are kind of having these like, oh shit, I'm, smelling the fucking grave from here.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Well, like, it's hard to like remember back, like when I got out of bed and my back didn't hurt in the mornings.
Yeah.
And like things didn't pop.
Yeah.
Like, what was that life like?
Oh yeah. I played basketball for the first time in months, longer than that. And my Achilles has been hurting since then. It's been like a month. And I'm like, shit, I gotta stretch better.
Gotta stretch it out. Well, so I guess, no, I definitely haven't. Other than like playing around and shooting with Rylan or something, I haven't played since we played in that alumni game.
Oh yeah.
And I remember I had ran a 5K the weekend before, and then got out there on the basketball court, and I was like just down on my knees and was like, "Where's the fucking O2 tank? Like this can't be happening."
Yeah, it's weird. Definitely, it's like when you stop, it takes a lot longer to pick shit back up. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
But Taylor, I would say we hung out. We grew up together, but didn't really hang out until after I moved back from college. Mm-hmm. We were living next to each other.
Yeah, you went off and did the whole party scene thing.
Yeah. Well, anyways, what I'm getting at is, I feel like you may have, maybe not my first, but one of my first like female friends that like are platonic female friends. I know we're cousins.
Aww.
You know what I'm saying?
Pulling at my heartstrings.
We're cousins, but
yeah.
Female friends. And like, all right, let's properly introduce you. What's your career, so we can get into what I'm about to ask you?
Oh, okay. So I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and then I have a master's in social work. Okay. Some people get that kind of confused because different from Mary Kate, even though she's a therapist, I'm also a therapist. However, my full-time job, I work as a hospice social worker. And then on the side, I work PRN at a psych hospital.
Okay. So I'm really hoping to get some deep psychology shit out of this podcast. And not like psychology information. I want psychology opinions. I don't really need like factual shit.
Okay, yeah. Because while like, it's because I work with like really smart people, so I just feel like dumb around them all the time. So
no, I'm trying to get some juicy. What I know Taylor to be full of some opinions. So
and I like to come off as professional, but like deep down, like I'm not classy by any means. And
it's all good.
Okay.
anyways, what I was trying to say is like platonic female-male friendship is like a weird thing. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't happen that often, and I know it's almost like it probably could happen more often, but people are scared that, you know, if I hang around this person, they're gonna start, you know, having
absolutely,
opinions,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So like, what's your thoughts on like why we can't like have why is it almost impossible for a male and female to be platonic friends? I'm not saying it's impossible. I just know, like, you know, maybe I have 3 in my entire life, and that could be just on me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't date a lot in high school, and then when I went to college, I'm never getting friend zoned. So I was like, kind of like.
Like you're like wasn't even trying to make friends.
Yeah, and then I mean I think I maybe have
catch
one.
your name on the way out the door.
Yeah, and then but then it's just so hard because it's like you can try, like you work with people, and then you think you're becoming friends, and then that person's like kind of like being a little, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So I can't speak for all females, but also I've been with my husband since I was 18. So, but I have always been friends with guys. I'm probably like, what do they call that? Like a guy's girl, where I can like fit in just fine with guys. And that doesn't bother me by any means. Some girls aren't like that though, because that's weird to them. And I think that most girls would say that a guy is the one that catches, feels, or some kind of sexual attraction.
Probably most likely.
And a lot of times, like, you have their significant other being like, why the fuck you hanging out with him? No, y'all aren't just friends.
Right,
And so I think a lot of influence comes from it like that. But, I mean... yeah, there's like guys that I'm friends with and stuff. But I can see like to outsiders.
Is it just you think it's just some like animalistic thing that it's just like you're put on this earth to procreate, and like your body's not gonna let you like be around opposite sex without like.
Maybe.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and then you throw in like alcohol or something, and then the lines get blurred.
Yeah.
And I mean, so yeah, to the outside world. And so, and then I think also like as girls, we're kind of taught, or maybe like in our friend groups, we're like, okay, like that guy is whatever. Don't let me get alone with him.
Yeah.
Before you could even get to a friendship setting.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of like seems to be like you have to have been around this person for a while. But you still get guys or girls that are like, even though you've worked with them or something for 2 years, and then you find out like, you know, they get a little drunk one night and they
start
like,
spilling their guts.
Yeah,
and it's like, I'm in love with you.
Yeah.
And that's a whole new scenario.
Yeah. That's weird. But anyways, my second, maybe third female friend. So
yeah, and maybe that's never happened with us because we're cousins.
Probably. Maybe.
Yeah. But I mean, like I have like guys that I graduated with, like I would still kick it with them, you know.
I mean, yeah, I think there was a girl in college, and like we were just totally cool with each other, but like, you know, we hung out. That was probably the first like girl that I realized. But I don't, what if I didn't know that she had feelings? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, you never know, I guess. But
or then like maybe you have them girls that you're friends with that they're so comfortable that they're like shitting with the door open with you there or something.
No, I wouldn't have those type of friends.
that's a different, you know, they don't have feelings for you.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, people are weird, man. So what did you get into following this psychological pursuit?
So when I first went into college, I took a like gen psych class like everybody does, and I was like, well, this is cool.
This shit slaps.
Yeah, this is cool. And then I always heard like, well, you know, you're never going to make any money in that unless you get a master's degree. And at 19, 20, you're like, no, fuck them. Yeah. So I was like, well, a teacher would be nice. I was literally just telling Mary Kate like that I don't like kids. That would have been like suicidal for me. Yeah. So switch gears back when I had to do some not like clinicals, but you go into the classroom settings, observations. Yeah. And I was like, no, this ain't for me. And so I was like, no, just buckle down, get the psychology degree. And so I did. And sure enough, didn't really have many options getting out of school. Yeah. And so I always knew like, yeah, go back and get your master's. So I worked for a couple of years before I applied. And I was going to do school counseling again for the schedule. And somebody, our pastor's wife, like talked me out of it because she is a social worker. And she was like, you know, you need to do this. And I was like, oh, I don't want to work for like DHS and take kids out of homes. She's like, no. Like it opens so many like broad doors. And so social work, separate from like Mary Kate, like a lot of like LACs, just like family counseling, they know that they want to practice in outpatient settings. And like, that's what their heart is set into. Yeah. I did outpatient therapy as an intern, loved it. But I wanted more than just the outpatient setting. I was primarily raised by my grandparents, so I've got a heart for the elderly. Yeah. And so I've always kind of wanted to work in hospice because I knew that there would be a need for that. So that's kind of how it got driven there. But like I said, it's just broad. Yeah. So even deeper, like, you know, what led me to like the helping profession.
Well, that, but like, what about psychology? Like, what about helping people with their brain issues is like what kind of gets you?
So, I think it's interesting. And I'm very much a people person. Yeah. So in this field, you get to meet all kinds of different kind of people. They all have different experiences. And so when you see somebody like coming in that is like truly struggling, really wanting help, and knowing that you know how to fix that. Yeah. Essentially through words. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's sick. I mean, I have an interest in psychology on the basis of like selling stuff to people. Like I know that's like the opposite of what that's the opposite of what you're like interested. You're trying to help people. I'm trying to like crack the code on what people makes people tick and why they want to buy it.
Well, Oh, and why they want to buy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with like social marketing, if I work with like anybody, I want to be able to figure out why somebody wants a fucking air fryer, and then like target that like kind of
into marketing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's not really necessarily helping anybody at all. I just was trying to get a grasp on like what the.
I think that there's like a business psychology.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for sure.
I'm not like super familiar with that, but I get to ask what you're coming from.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like, you know, yours is for helping people. You know what I mean? And that's why I was interested. Like, what got you like into helping the brain folks, people that need brain tweaked? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we all do, but.
No, we all, every soul on earth could benefit from therapy.
Oh, hell yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I will stand by that any damn day.
All right, so this might be random, but do you remember years ago, your husband's a football fan, so there's a guy named Manti Te'o that played for Notre Dame. And
Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that documentary? Do you remember the story? Like he was catfished.
Yes, he was catfished. Yes, it's all coming back to me.
Yeah,
yes.
So he was catfished. He went like, I don't know how many years with this
girl.
Fake girl. And it turned out to be
it's a guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, a trans person now that he went to high school with. So then he got all of this hate. People were calling him gay because they found out that it was, you know, a dude. And how could you be such a goofball and not know for years that you haven't even met this person and you've been calling her girlfriend?
Yeah.
So for people that don't know the story, this person catfished Manti Te'o, he was a Heisman candidate. So like a super famous person, super famous football player, called him and told him that, had somebody call him, told him that she died. He got all upset. Weeks later, she called him and was like, "I'm alive." And that's the first time he was like, "Wait, this is," and then like, I don't know, like his uncle was a lawyer or something, like, "Yo, you're getting catfished." And he never even heard the word.
Right. Yeah, because about that time, that's when the MTV show like rolled out.
What?
The Catfish show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's just how we watched the documentary the other day, and it turns out pretty sad. And it's crazy how, like, you know, it's a funny joke, you know what I mean? But then you're like, when you see it from his side, you're like, oh shit.
Like there was a lot of emotions wrapped
to us,
up in that.
5,000 miles away, it's funny.
Yeah. And it ruined his life. Like he was psychologically broken. Like he was one of the best college football players, got drafted. Teams they like waited to draft him because they thought he was like, wasn't smart. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. But could you?
Poor guy.
Yeah, I know. And then he turns out like he's super good looking dude. It looks like he has a great life now, and he's like, seems like he's made peace with it. But he, you know, he's kind of got screwed out of millions of dollars that he would have potentially made. And yeah, he's
doing pretty good now.
Yeah, I would say so. But could you like on the psychological side, could you imagine like both sides of that? Like how
no, that's what
broken.
leads people into having suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure he, you know.
Yeah.
But even on the other side, that trans woman, like she had to have like how could you have not felt bad that you did this to him? You know what I mean? I'm sure she did.
Some people with personality disorders, they don't empathize, so
yeah.
Could have been. That could have been the situation.
Serial killer.
Is that just narcissists?
Yeah, and like when you think about like antisocial personality disorders, they're mean and they don't. But yeah, definitely like a narcissist is going to influence things like that. But narcissist gets thrown around like so common. Another one is toxic. And I have learned that like occasionally when I'm in the psych unit, I'll work the adolescent unit and they're 12 to 17.
Yeah.
And they will just like brag about me. I'm like, I am so toxic in a relationship. And it's
They're
like,
bragging.
yeah. Yeah. But like it's things like that. Like, you know, that those words were not like we never heard the words like anxiety and stuff like that in high school.
No, hell no.
Like, no. And now, like, it's so different.
Yeah.
And that's something that I kind of struggled with in school because I couldn't understand the generation difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure older people look at us and they're like, they weren't using those words.
Yeah, forever. It's always going to be like
but
that.
it's very different. Like, I don't remember people going to the psych hospital when we were in high school. And I realize we graduated with 26 people. I get that.
Yeah.
But like, was I just oblivious to it, or like, and I know that mental health awareness is coming around.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This generation is, and I'm thankful that they're getting the help they need, but I feel like social media is just ruining.
Oh, hell yeah. I saw a thing that was like 1 in 4 Gen Zers want to be an influencer.
Shit.
Yeah. Like that's their career aspirations.
Wow.
1 in
Really?
4. So 25%. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But you think about it, like they are seeing influencers more than they see any other career field. You know what I mean? They don't see.
No, my little boy says he wants to be a YouTuber. And I'm like, listen.
Cut it off. Well, he might be paying for your fucking.
My nursing home.
with that YouTube money. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, he wanted to, on our, the school board things, that all the basic moms do on the first day of school.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. School
Yeah, you do. Like
school.
That you've seen people. Yeah, the chalkboards.
Like, I'm fucking 7 and I'm going to
bingo. All the basic moms do.
Yeah.
He wanted me to put NBA player down.
Dig that. I still want to put that down.
Yeah, and so we went with engineer because
you coerced him into that.
he wants to build. He wants to build. He wants to build and design things.
She was like, "Hey, do you remember that one time you built a house with Lincoln logs? You were an engineer, right? You remember that? That was cool, wasn't it? That's right, engineer."
It's not. So yeah, but he all the time he's like, how tall do you have to be to get in the NBA? And I was like, bro, it ain't in our genetics.
Taller than your pops. That's
yeah,
for sure.
it ain't. It's not for us. But you do it. Yeah, you were talking about Josh like in sports. He really wanted an Xbox or some kind of gaming thing.
Josh or
Rylan.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, well, he did too because his PlayStation broke.
Okay.
And so, anyways, we got Rylan an Xbox for Christmas from us, and
not from Santa.
No, I try not to get the huge big gifts from Santa. Yeah.
You gotta make sure
my parenting skills.
He knows who's the working breadwinner around here.
Yeah, it
not
ain't
Santa Claus.
It ain't fucking Santa and his reindeer and his sleigh. Yeah. So, anyways, Santa got him a controller though.
Let's go.
So,
Need that. That's essential.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, they got the Xbox. Well, he's got into playing NBA 2. I don't know, whatever.
Attaboy.
And he will bring this little table from his playroom out into the living room and stand on this little table and look up at the TV.
The TV. Yeah.
And I'll be like in my room or something, and I'll hear, Anthony Davis, you can't shoot free throws like that. Yeah, so it's coming full circle with him. So they like to play that. Josh can't really get him into football because that's too technical.
Well, all right, so that's a good topic to go into. Like, you're a mother. How old is Rylan?
He will be 8 in October.
Oh, shit. Okay, so how much do you think that, like, video games, stuff like that, has, like, helped him in any kind of way? Like, in a strategic way, in a, you know?
I don't know about video games because, like I said, this is just something he's, like, more or less got into in this past year.
Yeah.
But, like, I was probably that shitty parent that got him an iPad when he was like 2 because I was like, "Oh, you can learn so much stuff on this."
I mean, did he not though?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
shit, yeah.
facts. But yeah, and he like started out playing games and stuff like that. But like, I shit you not, like in kindergarten when we got that big snowstorm, they sent him home with a Chromebook, and like he knew how to work it, and I was like, whoa,
That's cool.
yeah. So like, it's just like so far advanced in times.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I know at some point in school, like you brought homework home, and then your parent was like, "I don't know the fucking shit." You know what I mean? Like you reach a point where like you kind of
like his math is kind of like that. I'm like, just count.
8 years old.
Yeah, no, but he's that's like one of his strong suits. So
yeah,
I don't have to worry about that yet. But I do like the way he was doing it and stuff. I'm like.
Yeah.
No, just line it
like,
in. Yeah,
I don't know if I'm ready. Can I hire somebody to take care of those situations?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I don't think either me or Mary Kate are ready to like tackle freaking.
I don't think
homework.
anybody is.
Yeah, true.
Unless I guess your mom's a teacher.
Yeah.
And she teaches all day. You think she's going to have energy to fucking teach you at home? No. No.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so moving along, we're just gonna stick on this psychological journey we're taking. Have you seen that Will Smith's trying to come back to life?
No.
Yeah, he posted some like something on his Instagram, and it was like this like
where did he go?
Well, he went into hiding after he slapped Chris Rock.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, and now he's like trying to come back.
And he was banned from like a lot of award shows and stuff, right?
I think he was banned from like the Oscars for like 10 years. Go to his Instagram. All right, sorry. Yeah. You can just go to Instagram.com. You don't know your password?
I don't know my shit.
Okay.
Jesus.
How about I just do it from the pad?
What are your thoughts on Jada? Is she psycho?
I don't know that I could have. That would have embarrassed me so bad for, like, I'm all about, like take up for your spouse, but like that was a little much.
Dude.
I feel like she's trying to monetize off of it now after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been more famous than she was.
Definitely.
And I guess if she's out there putting her voice out there and stuff and getting more attention, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that there's some weird, like, he's like, maybe at one point was arguably like the most famous person on earth. Mm-hmm. And he, I guess fucking love does that to you sometimes, but it's like she had him by the freaking
like a
sack.
spell.
Yeah. And like she had cheated on him and all kinds of weird shit. And then he's still like crazy about her, which says maybe something about him positively, I guess. But I don't know if you should be crazy enough to go fucking slap somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was probably taking it too far. But I mean, I've seen relationships like that in practice and stuff where it's like, okay, y'all would be better off separate. But of course, I mean, they appear to be, happy. But I guarantee you, if they go to therapy where they're like dissecting things with their therapist, they ain't that happy.
Yeah. Here's the video. I mean, it's kind of silly.
Of the gorilla?
Yeah. This is Will Smith's first Instagram post in like however long. But it's like he's trying to like say, can I come back? You know what I mean? Where it's like trying to like get back into
Poke
Instagram.
the bear.
Yeah. Do you not feel bad for him at like, I know he kind of did it to himself, but
yeah, he dug his own hole, but I guess maybe in a way he could have been more scared of like when he got home, what she was gonna say.
That's true.
Than that, but that was a little excessive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I listened to this podcast today about Shia LaBeouf was on it, right? And he had went through this like sexual assault like claims and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then like got into AA and all kinds of stuff, and now he was talking about it. And it was real deep. Like he's like crying and shit, you know, real sad. But it's crazy like the journey somebody like that's uber famous that can't have friends without thinking that this person is just trying to use them for certain things. So I imagine when somebody's in your circle and you trust them to the fullest, as in like you feel your best around them. Mm-hmm. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just thinks he does. Whatever. But like how you could kind of lash out when it comes to like things are gonna be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're talking about when what's gonna happen when we get home and he didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But how can she be? How can you look at her and be like she was not the problem when it's like if she would expect him to do something like that, that's insane, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Very excessive, over the top. And like, what did that prove?
No, it just
that's my woman. Don't talk about my woman.
I don't know. I mean, like what? All right. So if Josh, your husband, did that, like say you're at Chili's and somebody come up to you and was like, I don't like your curly hair, and then would you expect Josh to go over there and slap him?
Hell no. He knows how to handle my own damn self. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine like that, like triggering you about like triggering him enough to go like?
No, because he's very.
All right, take Josh, his personality out of it. Just a guy.
Okay, just a guy.
Like, could you imagine like that even being a thing? Like,
yeah, I mean, I've had friends whose boyfriends or has whatever are like that. Yeah, and it's just like,
what's wrong with him?
Yeah, like just chill out. It's not that big of a deal.
He needs therapy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we said.
I mean, I think behind closed doors, they've probably got a lot of problems that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And that may have just been a little surface of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, Taylor. I remember back in the day, like me and you both would like being, I don't know. It seems like we would get into this, like, I mean, you could like talk forever about just random shit.
Okay.
And then, but it always would be like, we'd somehow end up on somebody else's drama. You know what I mean?
I'm here for the tea.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think about, like, you know, obviously when we're living our life and we don't want our personal drama to, like, spill out. But what about, like, other people's drama, like, intrigues us? Because, like, every fucking Netflix show, like, all that shit is, like, built around drama. Every
Facebook post.
Yeah, every serial killer fucking shit. Definitely Facebook posts. That's why I stay off Facebook. But fucking all that shit is like drama. But you like it fucking grabs you by the heart. You know what I mean? Not, you know, just grabs you.
I think the human nature just finds it interesting.
But why though? Like what about it? Like why can't we like find happiness in like being like, oh, that's the shit we want to partake in? You know what I mean? Like what?
I don't know. That's pretty deep and philosophical.
I mean, yeah, like I said, we don't need technical answers, but like, what do you opinionize? Why do you think like all of us fucking we just like to scoop that shit up?
Well, the inner self may be looking at that and being like, well, if that's their problem, my problems ain't that bad.
Right. Yeah. Saying like, this is what I would do in this situation and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you see people post stuff like, I'm never going back to that relationship. It was awful. It was this, and this. He treated me so bad. 2 days later, I'm so happy I'm engaged. And that kind of stuff is just like,
that's weird. It's weird. Like, say like we don't know this couple, but you're acquaintance with them and you see them. Like maybe you used to know them, whatever, and you see their shit online, and it's all like happy-go-lucky, and then but you talk to one of their like or you talk to one of their best friends, and they're like, nah, but then you see that like what I guess everybody's trying to portray like something.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to make like their life look perfect on social media. Yeah. And then you'll have like the stragglers that are like poor me. But I probably don't post as much on social media as like some do.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because I'm very people-ish, but
I mean, do you think it's, I don't know, there's all kinds of things. Like, do you feel like you don't think that other people will find it interesting? Because, like, I assume that
maybe,
even though you're people-ish, do you feel like, I feel like you're probably good at, like, you see other people's stuff and you talk to them about that more or less than you post your own thing.
Yeah, you're probably
like,
right.
Interacting more.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say that I'm guilty of, like, when I am posting things, it's going to be portrayed as, best of the best.
Well, yeah. Yeah, even Wyatt does that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Twice.
What?
Twice every other year.
Have you posted twice?
Nah.
Yeah. We're trying to get Wyatt hooked up with the fine Arkansas or Oklahoma woman. And
why Oklahoma?
I don't know. He's frequent Oklahoma the last couple years, so. What I'm saying is, homie, he's only got one picture on his Instagram.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like, because I have a friend that is like has turned into like my little sister, and she
has the hots for what?
I don't know. She might. She's single.
Let's go.
She's single. But she that day and age, she's 21. That day and age, yeah, maybe not. Robin the Cradle. They are so big on social media.
Yeah.
Like, and something that is weird about that generation, if y'all two do this, I'm going to slap both of y'all. They text in Snapchat. Like, whereas we would pick up our phone and go to the text messages to say, hey, what's up? They get out their phone, get the Snapchat app up, and then go to the texting part, and it's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, it's not me. I mean, obviously,
it's a generational thing.
If somebody sends me a Snapchat, which I have my Snapchat like notifications turned off, so I don't even get on Snapchat that often. But sometimes some people will send me shit, and I'm most likely gonna reply with the text. I ain't gonna have to send you a fucking selfie and being like,
right. Well, and
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's
no.
But of course, Snapchat like came out when we were.
Yeah, I mean, I used the shit out of Snapchat back in the day, but I'm saying like I'm not about that fucking selfie life no more. You know what I mean?
I think we're too old for this selfie.
Oh, first of all, like I don't give a fuck if you know what I mean. Like you could just keep sending me selfies, and I'm not gonna send you one back.
Yeah, there you go. Way to hold your ground.
Yeah, but no, what was I saying? We got to build this persona for Wyatt.
You're gonna have to put yourself out there.
It's not that I don't want to put myself out there. I like social media for following what I like: news, sports, funny.
Thought you almost said nudes, but
nudes too.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not opposed to that.
Blurred nipples. But
so you
the
would
personal
rather
aspect isn't for me.
Yeah, right. You would rather. I may be taking this out of context. You would rather meet somebody in person rather social media.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think we all would.
Right.
In today's in our generation.
So social media, online dating, or in person. So there's a third gambit here, which seems to be a little more lucrative when you're a hermit. You know what I mean? So if you're not going to post on social media, it's in person, which is grocery store or when he's getting his fucking lift on at the gym.
Okay.
Or on fucking Tinder. You know what I mean? So that's where me and Mary Kate met. I don't know if you knew that, but
no, I didn't.
Yeah,
okay. I guess it happens.
Oh, that's her brother met his wife on there. Like it definitely happens.
Holy hell!
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you know, if you're not going to be out there meeting people, I think I was having no problem meeting people. I was just meeting like girls at bars, and then it's
maybe that's not your type.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, online dating probably took off when we were like, we were probably in high school or like middle schoolish. Yeah, like Match.com and that kind of shit. But now they got apps and stuff. And so.
Like I hit Tinder probably like late college. Like, not even in college shit.
I thought Tinder was more for hooking up though.
I mean, you get what you want out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If that's what your vibe is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You'll find it. But no, I thought I didn't like me and Mary Kate match, and I didn't message her for 2 weeks because she didn't have her profile filled out. She just had like 5 pictures, and I was like, "This is a fucking robot or something." And then
thought you might get catfished.
Yeah, on a late lonely night, I was just going through replying to all of them, and then she messaged me back, and then here we are today, about to get married. So
here we go.
Well,
what intrigued you about her 5 photos?
I thought she was pretty. I mean, what are you going to go off other than photos?
Well, I thought
interesting background.
Well, no, I thought maybe you were like, she's only got 5 photos. She's simple. I like simple.
No, I mean, you
didn't think that deep into it on the lonely night.
Hell no.
Okay, then.
Like I said, I thought she was a fucking robot. So, but now, I don't know. You better not fight this. This technology push because
no,
I think
it's here. Yeah, no, it's here.
We're fucking doing a goddamn podcast right now.
Yeah, no kidding. And I had told you when you called me the other day, like I would love nothing more than to have a podcast.
Yeah.
Do you remember? This is when we were probably like little. You know, like that radio station 98.5. You know, B98.5.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, okay. They played like the oldies, which are like now the oldies. But anyways, there was a lady that came on there, and her name was Delilah, and she was on there from like 8 to 10 at night, and she would take call-ins.
Yeah.
And they would be like, "This is my scenario.
Oh yeah.
What do I do in this situation?"
Yeah.
I want to be Delilah.
Let me see. I have one for you. So, have you seen The Relationship Gecko?
Mm-mm.
Have you seen that too, Wyatt?
Is that what Delilah looks like?
I don't know how to spell Delilah.
Deligh. I work with a girl named Delilah, who's probably one of the smartest humans I know.
She interested in Wyatt?
She's 34 and pregnant with her second child, so chances are no, but I can throw it out there. Her husband goes to the gym often, so maybe y'all can square up.
Lyle Forever. Have you heard about Lyle Forever?
Mm-mm.
So Lyle paints his face green and dresses in a gecko costume, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll click on one of these.
Once, Gino, it says here that you once masturbated at the Vatican.
Yes, sir, that is correct. I went to one of the bathrooms in the museum and did it there. It took a little bit because I'm transgender, so like it was a little bit awkward. A couple people banged on the door.
You had people banging on the door?
Yeah, because they needed to use the toilet.
How did you feel when you completed the task?
It was kind of freeing in a personal aspect, since I have a background of Christian extremism, and no offense to anybody who's religious, but that was just my own personal, like, freeing of myself from the trappings of the past. Other than that, it's just about following your dreams, man.
Gino, it says here that...
Okay, so
like
you're
Delilah?
no longer living my dream. This guy is living my dream.
Is that Delilah? Is that the vibe you want?
that is Delilah in a gecko costume.
Yeah.
That's great marketing.
Yeah.
And that's something I would do, like, because, like, don't take me too seriously.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a gecko costume. Yeah.
So we should do this. I could help you start this bitch. We just got to get call-ins. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get motherfuckers. We got a number. Well, I don't know if I've told you that. We have a call-in number. Y'all motherfuckers call in, leave some ridiculous fucking voicemails, and we'll try to answer them or talk about it or whatever. But I'll add the number right here because I don't know it off the top of my head, and I would probably be better if I knew it.
Amateur.
Yeah. It's, whatever.
Yeah, I love that that aspect.
Yeah, no, I think it's funny when I listen to podcasts and people call in and they're like, my brother just started banging my sister.
Is that made up, do you think, on those? Or does that happen more than we think? Crazy stuff like that.
Fucking life happens more than you think. But some of it has
you
to be
have
made
no
up, some
idea.
of it
In
has
the
to.
mental health field, I have seen and heard, like...
Let's get some good stories out. This is what this podcast is about.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
I'll tell you my favorite one that I tell people when they say, what's the craziest thing you've
Can
ever
I
seen?
play this sound real quick?
Hit it. How fitting.
Right.
Okay, so this happened about a year ago. I was working in the psych unit on the adult unit. So that is ages 18 to 60.
Yeah.
65ish maybe. Anyways, so
What do you get to after 65? Are you like...
Jerry Sock.
Oh.
Yeah.
That Springer site.
Yeah, and Jerry Sock's wild because they're like sticking toothbrushes down their penis holes and shit, and you're walking in on it.
It fits? Let them do it at night.
Like the little gel ones, like, because that's what they give you in there. The little, yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay,
sorry.
yeah, that wasn't even the story. So I walk in and I see there's quite a few people gathered around this room. And I'm like, what the hell is happening out in the hall? And they all look at me and they're like, oh, thank God the therapist is here. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I ain't even had my coffee all the way. So I go down there. This woman is on her bed on all fours, like doggy style.
Sounds hot.
She is 300 plus pounds.
Retract my statement.
And her boobs were like...
2 area codes.
Yeah, and they had to, like... They may at some point have like hit the knee in the process.
Go big naturals, huh?
She is on all fours, but there's a gown on, but it's open in the back, so it's like she's down like around her arms and stuff.
Like Superman of the
She is
ward.
on all fours. She is slapping herself in the ass and like moaning and just going at it. And they're like, You gotta stop this. Like, and I was like, what do you want me to do? And yeah, they were like, what do you think we should do? And I was like, does she have any PRNs? Like, give her a shot, something like
PRN. I don't know.
like a shot, like Haldol or something to just instant
knock her out.
Yeah,
drugs.
Yeah, sedate. And I was like, I don't know if they were like, well, she had some at like 5 and she couldn't have any yet. And I was like, I don't know. Let her finish. I don't know. And like, cause you can't go in when somebody's in that, like, cause she was just in deep psychosis. Yeah. Like you can't go into somebody and be like,
Wake up.
Hey.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they'll come out swinging. You got to be prepared for that. But yeah, she was on all fours, doggy style, going at it with this whole audience at the door. And she eventually, finished and just laid down in the bed and curled up.
Took a nap.
My kind of woman.
Yeah. She, after that, she got, where I work at is an acute hospital stay. So we're like talking 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
She got a court order to like 45. A 45 day
days.
hold. Yeah.
Well,
because she was.
You know where to find your girlfriend. Why? She's locked up.
She looked like she was experienced. So if you can handle it, like saddle up.
Do you remember? Speaking of experienced, do you remember this? So me and Taylor used to party a lot, like together. Taylor used to throw a lot of parties at her house.
Yeah.
I would attend.
You?
Yeah.
Not you.
Remember when
I
you
know.
wore my purple shorts that time? My purple basketball shorts.
No, I don't remember that.
To that, probably to like Wyatt's prom. Like he would have been in probably that class.
To Wyatt's prom.
Well, like we went to the prom after party.
No.
Shut up.
Was I
Yes.
lucid? Because I'm pretty sure that night me and Drew were drinking like hunch
Yeah.
punch.
No, like you took a shot of Everclear and we thought you died.
That'll kill you.
Yeah. Like he took a shot of Everclear and we were like,
I'm pretty sure me and
Chemicals.
Drew had been drinking for hours.
yes, Drew kept referring to you guys as Mount Vernon legends. Like that's what the whole entire ride up to Beckett Mountain, he was like, they are just never going to know we are the Mount Vernon legends rolling in here.
Did you feel like that when we got there, Wyatt?
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
So, mate, what year did you graduate?
13.
I feel like this would have been like 12 or 13. Like Heather Prowse.
Yeah.
Like Jim's little sister was a senior.
Could have been.
Oh, maybe you weren't there, Wyatt. Missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But Mason
miss
was
the
wearing
legends.
my purple gym shorts.
Hey, I'm a freaking.
I don't know why though.
Rockin'
I don't know
and
why
rollin'.
you put. I don't know
I
why.
was probably trying to get comfortable. You know what I mean? I was probably trying to bed down for the
Yeah,
evening.
no,
and-
yeah. You had curled up on the couch, and we were like, "Let's go up here," and you were like,
Oh yeah, I ain't fucking missing no party.
"Ain't
That's for
missing
damn
the
sure.
party." Yeah.
Anyways, so Taylor used to set me up with babes sometimes. Not always,
True, bro.
not always great women, but
I try to be a wingman when.
some successful, some unsuccessful.
Well,
events.
I do what I can.
Yeah, mostly unsuccessful. But do you remember when I used to try to? I like had this little grading system of like the.
Holy crap! No, on the way I was driving here, and I was like, I'm gonna bring that up to him. Yes, no, I remember it wholeheartedly.
Right.
I still talk about it to this day.
So,
You want me to explain
Might
it?
as well.
Um,
We're gonna let's change. So, I used to. It was all right. Go ahead, and then I'll.
okay, you'll pick
ahead,
up the pieces. Okay, so has Wyatt ever heard this grading scale?
Maybe on a drunken night, but probably not.
Okay,
Damn, this will get him a girlfriend once we figure this out.
okay,
A girlfriend
yeah.
that he wants.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. You because you'll be into whatever you're into.
Right.
Okay, so Mason comes in with me. I feel like we talked about this that night. Me and you passed that bottle of vodka just back and forth at the table. You and I. You don't even.
I don't know.
My God. Okay.
No, I mean, just there's so many nights. So like, how do you like that one night? You know.
Yeah, I think that this was it. So Mason says that there are 3 types of girls, and they are color coded in.
We're gonna change the colors though, because just to be politically correct. But
Oh,
but anyways,
black, gray, and white.
so we're gonna use like red, yellow, and white.
Well, no, because you need it to go darker.
All right.
So we're gonna have to go like
White,
white,
pink.
baby blue, and royal blue.
So is white preferable?
So
That's probably.
hold on. Yeah, I know. So that's the problem.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's just let's grade
yellow.
it on.
Go yellow.
Let's grade it on like stars. 1 star,
Okay.
2 star, 3 star. One
Okay.
peach emoji, 2 peach emojis, 3 peach emoji.
This changes it, but okay. So Mason.
Wait, we just say white, gray, and black. We'll just go with that. We'll just
yeah,
go with the OG
it is
shit.
what it is.
All right,
yeah. So so Mason says, so I'm like, what are these colors? Mason says that I'll work the way backwards. White are these pure
Did you
girls.
say white?
White.
Enunciate the H.
That was enunciated too much. White is these very pure girls. Very very uppity, very well. I wouldn't say uppity.
I should tell you when you put words in my mouth.
I like Taylor telling
This is how I interpret it. Very, very pure, very wholesome, very somebody you would take home to your mom as the southern thing. Okay. Then we get to the gray area. A gray area is somebody that just kind of falls into the middle, and they are a little bit of both. I guess very medium-ish.
Where it's like they explore a little bit sexually, but they're not like, putting like fucking cucumbers in there and shit like that. Mm. But on the other hand, they're still like you're not.
You can still bring them home to your mom without being ashamed.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the black is like just freaks, very, I'm not going to say trashy. Trashy.
No.
But like,
Definitely not.
Definitely freaks in the bedroom, just, probably like parties a lot, just has that kind of reputation.
Just likes the company of a strong man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And so from there on out, I have always looked at my friends and
Graded them.
Graded
your own
them.
Friends. There you go.
And I remember arguing with him that I was very much a gray, but I wanted to be in this white area, and he was like, "You're not in the white area."
It's hard to go backwards.
You're not going to be in the white area. Yeah. And so while I may have like a hue, but I'll settle it. I'm very.
But the
very
thing
grayish.
is, remember I used to say like you want the.
Yeah, that's true. You want a white that turns into a black in the bedroom.
Yeah, you want a white in public.
Mm-hmm.
Black, graded black in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, hang on for your life. You know what I'm saying?
So a gray.
No, because the grays can't really fully turn into the black, apparently.
Yeah, they're not like gonna let you go.
Yeah,
100.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They're. I guess they just stay in their own lane.
Right. So it's just
so different times of your life.
What?
Different times of your life.
I mean, probably could be.
Maybe, but he said I could never. Even though I was like a wife at this point, I wasn't a mom yet. But I was this wife that came home and cooked every day and did all these things. I was not. He said, "No, you're still gray because you're sitting here drunk with me." Yeah,
right. That's what I was saying. A white's not coming on a podcast and drinking vodka and water and fucking talking about sex grades.
So okay, yeah. I told you I'm a guy's girl. I can kick it.
No doubt. I mean,
so I will be awarded my gray star, and I will wear it proudly because I've got some friends that are blacks, and I would tell them like, "No, you black," and they would be like, "No, I'm not."
Spot 'em a mile away.
Yeah.
What do the black females?
I'll edit that.
I don't know how to say this. What do the females of the lower tier think?
No, it's not a
What
lower tier. It's a
A different tier. This is hard to explain with words.
category.
Yeah, that category. They don't like it. Well, I don't know. Some may really embrace it. My friends didn't.
What do they think about the male sex?
Oh, they very much.
Do they want the
liked
same or do they want it different?
Oh, okay. So like categorize males.
Yes.
We didn't talk about that.
How could I?
Yeah, we
That's
didn't.
what I'm asking you.
Okay.
I couldn't like come to you and.
Huh. Well, that's okay. Yeah, that's worthy to explore.
All right, I'm about to hit a button.
Hold on to your butt.
Okay, yeah. So, as somebody, but I mean, I've been married for 10 years though. But Josh ain't even close to being black, but he's definitely he ain't white. So yeah, he's very much gray.
There you go.
And so yeah, I wouldn't want somebody that was white because probably
See, the word I told you.
yeah,
like,
I wouldn't want somebody in that category
the white
because
category.
I don't think I could feed off of their energy, and I would always feel like, gosh, they're so much better than me. Like,
Nah, I feel like I think Mary Kate's would be in the white category,
okay,
but I don't feel like that I am.
Definitely not.
White knows. Yeah, he's hurt. You know what I'm saying?
well, that's good, but that's what you're into. I don't
No,
want to. I don't want to explore
that's
that.
what I mean. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it would be different. I don't like. Would you say like the black category doesn't make wives?
No, I feel like the wives that they are they would, of course they would make wives. They would have a different type of relationship than I have. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if necessarily to go back to call back to your earlier in the thing. I think that me and somebody that would be in that category, that the little more extreme category would be a little toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Just because it would be like
that.
two people like.
And yeah, like I feel like they would seek out the same person in that category.
Yeah.
And probably not even trying to, but that's just what they're probably attracted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's okay. Some of my to this day friends they're still in that category.
Oh yeah.
They're good friends.
So what are we gonna do about Wyatt getting a lady?
I think he vetoed my did you feel like you were robbing the cradle?
I mean, we don't have to go to that lady. I'm talking about.
Okay. Well,
just
she's
like,
pretty. She's
what
real
does
pretty.
he need to do to grow his beard out? Like what?
No, I think he's fine. I don't think he needs
All
to
right,
change anything about him.
This is a
Thank you, Taylor.
A common thing that we go over. He is a very pretty man. So what do we do next? What's the next steps to finding long lost love?
Okay. Well,
You're married. You're the only one married here.
yeah, no, we just stumbled across each other drunk at a party. Yeah.
Hold on. Wasn't there a story about like these motherfuckers? Y'all went to Waffle House.
Yeah, this is a
after?
good story. Let me
right,
give
let's
it its
hear it.
credit.
Get
Let
ready
me
to laugh.
let me give it its
Because-
credit. So I had this friend in high school. She was definitely in the black category.
So we gotta get White a few of those before he gets that's like growing up shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess you got to get in there.
You gotta.
So, like the summer when I got out of high school, she lived like a couple hours away, and I would like go stay the weekend with her, and we'd party and shit. She was all the time trying to hook me up with somebody. And one night she had like invited some people over because her parents just like let us fucking throw down at her house. I don't know.
Fuck and throw down?
Yeah. Wasn't. No, I don't think I ever had sex in her house. Yeah. Anyways, that's beside the point. So they she's like, yeah, I've got this guy coming over. He's great. Like, you're gonna love him. And I'm in the bathroom getting my makeup on, and she was like, hey, Josh is here. And I just poked my head out the corner and I was like, oh, hey, I'm Taylor. And I leaned back in. And I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. And
Josh, your husband. Now.
yes, my current husband. I was like, hell no. So the night goes on, we're drinking or whatever. He was not drinking, and he was having to drive his stepdad's truck because his was in the shop getting a lift put on it. And so I was like,
Arkansas.
oh yeah. And so anyways, later the night goes and everybody's like, let's go to Waffle House, of course. So we load up and go to Waffle House.
Arkansas.
Yes. And we get there, eat or whatever. And him and I are sitting at the booth together. And he whips out $100 bill to pay for my food. And I was like,
Oh, shit.
okay, so yeah.
Where are we going after this?
We could do this.
$100.
And so there's some like random guys, older men, like outside of the Waffle House.
Did they have $200 on
I don't know. They were like, hey girl, come over here, whatever. And I like ran and got in his truck. He was driving this. Let me paint the picture for this truck. It was a yellow S10 that said Baja down the side of it. So I'm like, oh gosh. So anyways, yeah. So
look up.
And it was kind of lifted. It had some like bars in the back of it. Extended cab too. So anyways, I ran and got in the truck with him, and I'm like, hey, them guys are trying to get me to go home with them. Can you tell them that we're engaged? And he was like, whoa, okay. No, you gotta lift it up. Like,
Go up.
Yeah, maybe that one next to the black one there on the second row. Oh, no. That one next to like that monster, or they're all together. They're like the right. Nope, down. Over to the left. No, hell. Maybe I don't. No,
I see it.
Yellow.
There's like 4
Yes,
trucks.
that
There
one.
we go.
But picture it saying Baja down the side. He actually still has that truck today.
Where's it at? I've never seen it.
It's not Josh's. It's his stepdad's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Baja.
Yeah, it had Baja down the side. So, anyways, yeah, I ran and get in the truck with him. And then I don't even know how, like, I don't know if we were like, oh, let me get your number or whatever. But, like, I tried to avoid liking him for, like, 2 months. And then he just kind of kept, he was like a stray cat. Like, it grows on you.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill me. But I always said, like, from the moment like we started dating, like I always felt like I was supposed to marry him.
Ooh.
Yeah. So maybe that'll smooth that over. But yeah, that's one of those that like everybody loves to hear that story about how, when they're like, how'd y'all meet? I'm like,
He flashed that hundo.
yeah. Oh, and so the funny thing about it is he said he had sold because he had to buy bigger tires because of the lift, and he had sold some other tires, so that's why he had all
Had the Hyundai. Yeah, hell yeah.
hundreds. Yeah. So
That's a great story.
little 18-year-old me.
Anyways, what were we saying before that story? We're about to get Wyatt a wife.
Oh yeah. I think you need to know what you're looking for.
I know Mason acts like this is some grand mystery.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't say that you didn't know what you're looking
Yeah.
for. I said, where's she at? That's what I was saying.
well, I mean,
All right. 1, big naturals. 2,
Ain't lie.
2, American. That's all I know.
okay.
Because at
Well,
one time he told me he was hollering at this Mexican girl, and he was like, I don't know about it because I ain't Mexican. I'm like, bro, you look Mexican. So,
it's that Hawaiian vibe.
yeah, I just don't know. What's wrong with the Mexican lady?
I did not say that.
What was
I did not say
what
'cause
happened
she
to
was
her?
Mexican.
What happened to her?
It didn't work out, man.
Elaborate.
Just
No.
differences.
No common interest.
English was that?
No common interest. So, I think you said that you liked going to the gym. I mean, I know that's kind of cliche to like find a girl at the gym, but that's something that y'all share common interest in.
Yeah.
So,
Just a thought.
yeah. Wait, all right. So,
But you don't have to look for one. Maybe she'll come.
yeah, she's definitely
She's out there.
gonna come because
I'm going to come.
my boy Wyatt is not gonna be out there fucking beating the trail. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's that type of cat. So he needs a people person, like a strong kind of figure to move in on his territory. Is what I'm trying to say.
So somebody's going to have to approach you.
Yeah. Don't say no, because
No, I mean, that's very much Josh's personality.
that's a lot.
I
of
feel
people.
like-
That's a lot of. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like Dylan's is like that. There's a lot of
Strong females and kind of quieter men and kind of the opposite. Like
Yeah.
they
That's
attract.
how it goes.
Yeah, I got like too much voice in my relationship.
And
Yeah.
he probably loves that.
It's
I don't know. I don't know.
He's probably very happy that decisions can be made without.
Oh yeah,
Without
100%.
his, like,
yeah. He's
influence.
in the last 5 years. He's just started ordering a pizza for himself,
See,
and that took him going to work in North Dakota to. Me shift him.
Grow up a little.
Yeah, grow up a little bit. Yeah. But no.
so what, all right, that was something I wanted to ask you about. Was he's not around that much.
Yeah, he works in North
So what is-
Dakota.
What's that like for a wife, mother of a baby mama, to be like, you know?
Well, so he went to North Dakota. Well, he's basically always worked in the oil field, like our whole marriage, except for like there was a year where he got laid off, and so that year was essentially when he didn't work as much. But like, because when he was working here in Arkansas,
Did you like him a lot then or less? That's a joke.
I was like, well,
You're like, I had to deal with this.
yeah.
I had to order a lot of pizza.
Well, I didn't know what it was like with him being gone so much.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So, like, even still then, he was still working like 15, 16 hours a day. So, a lot of times, like, we'd already be in bed by the time he got home. But him being gone now, like, so Rylan was like 2 when he left. And so, like, essentially, it's like the only life, like, he knows.
Rylan?
Yeah. And
Well, I'm just saying.
and
like,
for me too,
yeah.
it's like part of it sucks because I feel like I'm always the bad guy.
Yeah.
I have to do like all the disciplinary stuff. Like even when I was leaving tonight, he was like, "Mom, you're going to be out too late and I have to go to school in the morning." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's your point?" And so that's hard, and Josh doesn't always want to like discipline him because he's gone so much.
Yeah.
And he loves nothing more than to buy him crap.
Yeah.
And it's like, stop doing this. And he's like, no, I don't get to do this. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't like fuss at him a bunch because I get where he's coming from because he misses out on a ton of stuff. But it's not all what it's cracked up to be.
That's
but
what I'm asking.
yeah,
I imagine it's not. Like,
it's not, especially like since like I work full time and like then I have to take care of a house, and I like to refer to myself as a single wife sometimes because I have to like mow the yard. I have to handle all this other shit
Yeah.
that like I was fixing the mount on the TV last weekend and I was like, why the fuck can't he just be at home? Like, so there's things like that it's just like, this is annoying.
Well, I feel like that takes a strong personality, a strong person just to
I don't think like there's like I know a girl, her husband works in North Dakota and she up and moved.
up there.
Yeah, because I don't think she could. She also had like 4 under like 5. So
Hell no.
yeah,
I just get like another husband probably. Just like
I don't know where you'd find time to.
Another dude be like, yeah, man, while my guys
can raise these
just...
kids. Yeah. So like she moved up there. I will say one of the good things about his company, he's always worked for the same company. He works 2 weeks on, 1 week off, and there's never been a time where he didn't get to come home.
Yeah.
So we like always know he is coming home. And then during COVID, he was home for like, I don't know, 6 months or so.
Yeah.
But did you get tired of him in those 6 months? Is it not sweeter, maybe?
It was questionable. But like that period of like my life was just so much slower.
Yeah.
I also like drank more than I ever had. If I was ever like flirting with alcoholism, I hope I don't have like people that like really, really know me on this thing, because they're gonna be like, she's shit mom. But like, yeah, like COVID was just like, it was just such like a downtime.
Yeah.
And so we did get to have like a lot of good like family time.
Yeah.
That was one good thing that came out of it. So the only people that I saw, you remember those 2 weeks where they were like, stay in your house or you'll die.
Yeah.
The only people I saw were my dad, who's a character of his own, and Josh and Rylan. And I thrive off of people. So
yeah, no, I feel you. Like I have the same deal where I'm just like, I love being in social situations. I have a tendency to like kind of push back on it, but I know like I feel probably my best when I'm around a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But you want to talk about your dad?
I've been saving this story because I wanted to see your face. And I don't need, I was telling Mason, like, when we got here, I was like, stopped by my dad's house, and he was like, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to Mason's to do a podcast. And he was like, what's a podcast? And I was like, it's kind of like modern day radio. And he was like, so you like stream it? And stream isn't a word that he uses. And picture for the listeners. Picture a older man wearing overalls, a straw hat, grows marijuana in his garden with his corn. He doesn't do that so much anymore because when he got cancer a couple of years ago, he got a medical card. Like as soon as the doctor told him that he has cancer, he was like, yes.
Hell yeah.
So now he's got a medical card. So like smokes weed. Used to be an alcoholic. He's probably not anymore because he's got a heart condition. But very like the time stopped with him in like 1985 or something, and like smart as a whip. But then at that point, things are like fuzzy for him or something. So, one good story to identify him, and you'll remember this. Remember the night that Zach brought the strippers over to the house?
I did not remember that.
Yes, you do. We're going to have to screen you for dementia. Was there strippers in my
presence and I wasn't aware of it?
I don't think you were there. Okay, but you've had to heard the story. Okay.
Which Zach?
Zach Leach.
Okay, yeah.
Rosewood Zach Leach.
Okay.
So...
Of course. I mean, why? Of course.
Yeah. So, we're in the double wide, and I had already went to bed. Me and Josh were in bed. This was a party, had been at the house, and I wake up. Remember, we had that big TV in the living room. It had that sound bar on it, and I hear this thump, 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 and I'm like, people still here? Like, what time is it? It's like 3 a.m. So I'm like,
right when strippers get out for
this is too. No, they were like local
strippers. What do you mean?
Strippers is a loose term.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
I was about to say real life strippers.
Yeah, we didn't get them at the Peppermint Hippo, I didn't. But okay. So, anyways, I hear this thumping noise. I get up and I'm like, I'm going to tell them to turn this down. So I go in there. Zach, who is a cousin of mine, he's got his phone like this in my hallway, and it's on like, oh no, it wasn't a phone. It was one of those headlight thingies, but it was on the strobe setting.
Yeah.
And the TV is on, so that's the only light, and the music is blaring, and there was a few guys from the community in there, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. And
The community.
yeah, in the community, one girl was in the community. It was
All right.
okay. So she was in there.
Okay, the timestamp down.
Yeah, you might want to write that down for me.
So she was in there, and one girl from Harding and another girl from Rosebud, maybe. Anyways, they were naked in there and just dancing around, sitting in guys' laps, yada yada. And Cooter, which is my dog, is my now 13-year-old Cocker Spaniel, is running. He has ran like into the midst of all of this, and I'm trying to get him to come back to bed. And I look up, and my dad is in his long johns, which are, the thermal underwear things. And there is a girl giving him a lap dance. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Let's go.
And I'm like, mind blown.
Yeah.
So what does any sane person do? She just goes back to bed.
Yeah.
I just get the dog and go back to bed and let the party continue in my living room.
It was all a dream.
Yeah. So the next day, my dad, because we lived like literally next door to each other at the time, and I'm out on my porch and I see him, and he's like, "What about that night last night?" And I'm like, "Oh God, how do I get this out of my head?" To have this girl's like just boobs, and like he's old. And they weren't. So he then later on, he went down to the local store and was telling it down there. And I'm like, Dad, please stop telling this. But yeah, the girls had left their clothes there too. They left shortly after that. But anyways,
sounds like some.
Yeah, we always
extreme.
call it the stripper story. They were in the house, which now leads to the grand story. So a couple months ago, my Aunt Lori, which is his sister, she had called me and was like, "Hey, do you want to come over for dinner?" She also lived out there at the time, and she said, "I need to talk to you about something with your dad, or I need to tell you something." And so I'm assuming it's funny because that's the stuff he does. And so we get over there, go to dinner, and she was like, "Okay, come talk to me in my bedroom. And Rylan, you stay in here." And I'm like, oh gosh, okay. So yeah, and he had throat cancer a couple of years ago, so I'm thinking his cancer's back. So we go into her room, and she was like, "Well, your dad is he's been going to the doctor and stuff, and he's been going to the urologist, and my grandpa had prostate cancer, so that's where my mind has went, and he's going to be getting a penis pump installed." And my face.
Penis pump.
Yes,
installed.
Like
Bolted on.
No, don't Google that, but no, like an implant.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Okay, now give it a Google.
Is this for personal or for medical reasons?
What do you
I don't know
mean?
why you.
What does he Google? Penis pump?
I don't want to.
It's his work computer.
So, yeah.
What do you Google? Sorry. All right, go ahead.
It's called a penis implant, pump or something like that. His particular
Just Google medical penis implant. Is he transitioning?
No, certainly didn't cut it off.
Oh, okay.
So she tells me this, and I was like, "What?" And she said he came over here the other day and he slapped a Okay, no, that's not the good images. Let me give this a Google.
Urinal implant. Anyways, what is this for? He can't get hard no more?
Yeah, so she says that he's having trouble with, quote, his curve and with some scar tissue. And
Curve.
That's what the quote was. And okay, so this thing goes inside of you. They cut you open and
Just Google penis pump implant. Yeah, it's just like a...
Yeah. Okay, so...
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so this goes inside of you, and there's like a button that you can press or like a pump, and it just...
So this is purely personal reasons.
Yeah, he would say medical.
Why does his sister know
Medicare
about
paid
this?
for it, so there's that.
Can I go?
So she tells me like he's tried to get pills and stuff like this, and I guess
Why
nothing's
does his
working.
sister know so much about this?
He came over and slapped this pamphlet of like the Boston 5000 down.
The fuck is that?
That was the brand.
The Boston.
Yeah, the series that he got. And slapped.
It's not like the extendo penis or some
Yeah,
shit.
so he slaps his pamphlet down to her, and he's like, "This is what I'm getting," and she's like, why are you telling me?" And he was like, "Well, I need a driver, and I don't want to ask Taylor." And she was like, "You're not going to tell her this?" And he was like, "No, I just don't want her knowing." And
You should just go behind him and push it one day. And
I think it's on his leg or something.
slap it.
So anyways, one of my friends turned 30 in May, and we went on a cruise for her birthday. And so the day before I leave to go to Mexico, he had came to the house and he was like, "Well, I feel like this is a good time to tell you I'm gonna be having a procedure tomorrow." And I was like, "Procedure? What kind of procedure?" And
you knew what was going.
And he was like, "Oh, you know, just man surgery." And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean a man surgery?"
That's
he
the
was like,
title of this episode, man surgery.
He goes, to help with my curve. I shit you not, he did his finger like this to me, and I was like, "That's enough. That's enough."
Curve.
Yeah.
Is it curved down or to the?
I said, "Damn it, I didn't ask. I didn't ask."
There's no like
So
side to side. I mean,
I didn't ask.
one
I
side or
told
the
you I
other is
didn't
fine.
ask.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
So I'm like, "Well, who's driving you?" Lori's taking me, and I'm like, "Okay. Well, I hope everything goes well because I'm leaving to go to Mexico." And so I get the internet package on the cruise ship so I can stay in touch.
You can monitor his penis.
No, not with him, my child. And so Lori sends me a text message, and she said,
"Is it a dick pic?"
This has been horrible. The doctor came out and described to me what he did, and I had to tell him to please stop, that he was my brother and I wasn't going to be taking care of him after this. Like, just put it all in a bag and let him read it later. And
He's not going to take care of it? Damn.
no. So anyways, she sent him on home, and he had to soak his balls for a period of time because they were like grapefruit. And so
White knows a little about that.
So anyways, he's coming down to my house while I'm in Mexico and getting in my garden tub because he only has a shower at his house.
The fuck is a garden tub?
Like a
Up in her garden.
like a big bathtub, a soaker.
Okay, just say my fucking bathtub.
Okay. He's getting
A
in my
garden
bathtub.
tub.
My bathtub in my bathroom.
Okay.
And then
Nuts just soaked.
yes, and then like he's coming down there twice a day to do it.
Yeah.
And then he so he's concerned about the swelling. He sends my Aunt Lori a picture of all the genitalia, but he doesn't take it.
Do you have that picture?
No.
Ah, damn.
His friend Reno. Remember Reno in
I
the
know
community?
Reno. I don't know him, but I know of him. Yeah.
Reno took the picture. Can you imagine your buddy? Can you imagine being like, Wyatt, can you just take this picture for me because I'm concerned about the swelling down here?
He'd do it for me.
Oh, bro. Reno sounds like a bro, too.
Yeah. So, yeah, and sends it to my aunt. And so I'm off in Mexico, 3 sheets to the wind. And she's like, I just received a picture of your dad's penis at work in the middle of a conference. And I had to, I had to step out because I couldn't contain myself.
This quarter, we're seeming a little down. Oh my God.
Yes. And, so
let's get a hold of that picture so we can put it on the YouTube.
Jesus Christ, if he ever listens to this, he'll die. But he is still like, she has a house out there and then they live in Conway. He is still going over there to her house now to soak his balls. And it's been since May. And that ain't like, I don't know. He ended up getting a yeast infection and was like calling it a yeasty. And like, he's just really too much. Like, he's one of a kind. For sure.
100%, for sure.
For sure.